how did you lead with that frustration? Because of course you're telling the story many years later, and it's probably still not easy, but it became a story. But back then, when you were leading with that, what did you feel inside? And what was the thing that made you turn page and say, okay, let's stop thinking about what is in the past and let's focus on a new challenge ahead?
Very simple. Let's put it as a kid's board, a kid's game. It was a Jenga. You move the wrong piece, and everything goes down. You started thinking like, what am I gonna do? That's why mental health comes in a handy when these things happen. I was lucky enough to have a life coach and a sports psychologist in order to
Wow,
have a conversation with them. I reach for help. Many people don't do that. And this
that's
is something
important.
that is the first time that I said it, but not even with my wife. I reached out to a sports psychology and a life coach because
Wow.
I needed help. I needed to talk about my frustration.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they helped me.
no,
They
go
helped me
ahead.
to put together a mental plan in order to overcome, to utilize all that as fuel and redeem myself. And that's what I did. I found the race. I reached to the owner of the race. And I said, he's from Chile, by the way, South America. And he said, well, a swimmer of your caliber in a race, it will be awesome to have you. But my concerns are that you're coming from the East Coast, the heat, and you're from Ecuador, Guayaquil, another hot city. So I'm very, very, very concerned about your participation on the event. Little that he knows, or he knew, I swam on cold water all the time on Ecuador because we have the mountains. So I didn't have to say that. I'm like, okay, Pedro, you know what? Thank you for the opportunity. I'll meet you there. And I
Wow.
said to him, get ready because I'm going to win.
Yeah, so let me stop you another time here. I mean, it's amazing, and one, thanks for being so open about what you did, because I know it's a hard story for you to tell, but it's an amazing story uh, about how you overcame a big challenge or a breaking point in your career. As you said, you either go one way or the other based on your mentality, and you did something very, very important that most people don't do, including myself at times. We don't reach out for help. We think that we can add, sometimes it even happens to me. I think that I can
Correct.
ask myself, and play roles within my mind. It's like, oh, what happened if I did X? What? And we all think that we have all the answers, or that the answers that
We
we
don't.
have are the only ones that anybody else is going to give us. And many times, the times that I did reach out for help, it was a life changing situation. So that's something that I want the listeners to pay attention to, especially because in every story like this, reaching out for help could give you a totally different perspective and help you put you in the right direction. So thanks for sharing that. And yeah, sorry, continue with the story
Anytime.
because it's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so I went there. I was married. I married, actually, I was in, no, the funny part is like, I got engaged after I won. So I got two trophies.
Wow.
I got my wife that said yes, and I won the race. But let me tell you the story how it started. So we were, that race is by invitation only. Only elite athletes with proven record can sign up for the race, not just average Joe or couch potatoes or whatever you want to call these weekend warriors. Yeah, I'm a swimmer, they tell you. I have nothing against that. If you're moving, you're moving. Nobody can judge effort. Nobody can judge effort. I'm just sharing a professional story. And then the day before the race, you are supposed to do a swim test for the water. So they go on this big yacht and they drop you from the island to swim back to shore to Girardelli Square. If you guys are familiar with San Francisco, Girardelli Square is where the steps are and that cove and the bay, and you see the old ships, wooden ships. That's Ghirardelli Squares. It's at the end of Fisherman Wharf, at the end. And I said to Pedro, I'm not going. I'm not going to the dinner. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to race and I want to win. So my mindset was on the ultimate goal. I might sound cocky to some people. I might sound arrogant, but I always tell people don't confuse my confidence with those things because I'm not. I'm a very approachable guy. I'm a very joyful. I can talk about everything. If I don't know the answer, I will tell you, listen, I don't know about that. Excuse my ignorance, and I will find out, and then we can have a constructive conversation. So Pedro said, like, no, but Julio, it's part of the requirement. It's not part of the requirement because you didn't give me a contract. I'm just telling you. If I touch that water once, it's to race, not to test. Yeah, but you don't know the current. You don't know the. Let me be. Just give me the opportunity. And I guarantee you, you won't regret it. So he said, okay, Julio, that's okay. Perfect. Next day, wake up. I had a conversation with my dad the same way we're talking right now via Skype, via Skype, because we didn't have Zoom. And the only thing that my dad said to me, be slick, go get it. You know what to do. That's all. That's the only thing that he told me. You have trained, go get it. Go get the ultimate. Go get what will set you free. The day of the competition, I stand up on the edge of the water. I did my prayers, my meditation. Ready, set, boom. My goal was to make it to the island. Let's say this is the island. You're coming from here to the corner first, because behind the island, the water is what we call dead water. It's a pool, no current. If I make it here first, I'm gonna have no problem swimming fast because once you get out and come back, I call it the blender. All the water goes.
Wow.
So I reached the island first, and I was looking back. I see two people wearing wetsuits. I'm in the skin division. So I had a
Okay.
speed suit on. Speed suit is something that is half a millimeter thick. That doesn't protect you. That just makes you be water repellent. It's for speed. It's not for
Yeah.
to keep you warm. These two gentlemen that were behind me, they were with with no sleeve wetsuit, and they were coming super fast. I'm like, okay, let me do my calculations. I don't know if you're familiar with swimming, but on swimming, you can't use a watch. You rely on your breathing and your heart rate. That's why I
Right.
love to use earplugs, so I can hear my pace. Like a runner. A runner knows what he's doing without music.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
have to listen to your body. You have to become an expert at listening to your body. So we got out to the blender. Let's heat it up. I turn around one more time. My kayaker, every single one of us had a kayaker. We have a kayaker for guidance just in case if we go off course. If you
Yeah.
go off course, you're going to go either to Auckland Bridge, the blue one, or the Golden Gate. That's how off you can get. You
Wow.
get a back current, you're done. They have to
Wow.
call the Coast Guard to pick you